what if your fiercest rival is actually the one person holding the key to your greatest success? By the end of this deep dive, you're going to see competition in a completely different way.
Yeah, I mean, we're exploring this through the lens of Mushoku Tensei today, but really we're asking a very human question. Like, how does fierce, uncompromising competition actually forge stronger bonds?
Right, and how it pushes us to our true potential. So we're zooming in on the beast folk of the Doldia tribe and the Magic Academy students to figure that out.
Which is such a perfect source because it just strips away all the magic and fantasy to show something super raw about psychology.
I mean, literally strips away the magic. Look at Linnea and Pursena. They just graduated with honors from this prestigious Magic Academy, right?
Yeah, they were like top of their class.
But then when it comes time to fight for the Doldia tribe leadership, they completely drop their wands. They just go straight into this brutal physical brawl.
Well, trying to cast spells in a frantic fist fight is basically like a marathon runner trying to recite poetry. It just, it doesn't work mechanically.
Right, but still, giving up their biggest advantage just to prove a point. That feels so, I don't know, counterintuitive.
It does, but I mean, it's less about tactical advantage and more about stripping away that societal status. The magic kind of represents their academic prestige.
Oh, so throwing that first punch is like casting off the Academy titles entirely.
Exactly. They're fighting as raw Doldia warriors. And the psychology here is just fascinating because they aren't actually fighting out of malice.
Wait, really? No anger at all?
Not at the core, no. They just absolutely refuse to settle for being number one and number two in the same place.
Ah, so it's a mutual refusal to compromise.
Mhm.
The loser doesn't just submit, they commit to leaving and becoming number one somewhere else.
Right, which completely removes hatred from the equation. It becomes all about elevating each other to their absolute maximum potential.
Which actually explains why they act so weird afterwards. They walk away totally battered, but they don't heal those specific injuries.
Yeah, they keep them as like scars of honor.
Scars of honor, exactly. Just a permanent physical reminder of the sheer willpower they staked on that fight.
Because when you battle someone with that level of mutual respect, you don't hide the marks they leave on you. You use them to remind yourself of what you survived.
And I love the sportsmanship of it all, just leaving the resentment on the battlefield. Like, if your rival is shivering after the clash, you literally give them your coat.
Right, you leave the battle on the field.
But let me push back a little here. This all sounds very gladiator-esque. Most of us aren't physically brawling for tribal leadership. Does earning that kind of respect always require a literal opponent?
And that is the exact trap we fall into. We assume competition requires an external enemy, but the story actually answers this brilliantly with Norn.
Oh, right, with Norn's sword training.
Yeah. She wasn't fighting a physical rival for dominance. Her fierce competition was entirely internal, like she was battling her own limitations.
Because she was failing so constantly, right? Just getting knocked down over and over by the drills.
Exactly. She was entirely outmatched. But the mechanism is the same because she just flat out refused to quit.
And the result of that is wild. Her relentless drive just created this massive magnetic pull.
Yeah, without her even knowing it. That silent, uncompromising effort naturally inspired a secret 30-member fan club among the students.
A secret fan club. I mean, that just shows pure effort compels others to support you, even when you think nobody is watching.
You really don't need a traditional battle. Like, look at Sylphi. She was juggling being a top student, a bodyguard, and a mother all at once.
Right, no enemy to fight there.
No enemy at all, but that same sheer dedication naturally drew allies to her anyway.
So if we pull all this together for you listening right now, it's really about shifting how you view your daily struggles. Like takeaway one, don't hide your scars of honor.
Yeah, let the visible marks of your past struggles remind you of your willpower.
Takeaway two, leave the battle on the field. If you clash with a rival, drop the grudge the moment it's over and lend them a shoulder.
And third, just keep pushing through failure. Your silent, dedicated effort will naturally attract allies to your side.
It just completely reframes hardship. It changes competition from this force that breaks us down into the very blueprint of our strength.
Yeah, your dedicated effort becomes a beacon for everyone else.
Which leaves us with a deeper question to chew on. If that very struggle is what attracts our greatest allies, what happens to us the moment we finally win?